Comment relais? Comment relais? Comment ou relais? Comment relais? When I'm saying how are you using comma instead of qui j'en, I can also contract. Qui j'en relais? Comment relais? How are you called? Not qui j'en ye. How are you called? So comment ends in the nasal blend and oo can be contracted. We write a W, but we're just saying oo fast. So instead of saying comment ou relais, like a robot, we can say comment. Comment. Comment relais. Relais, Gloria. I'm contracting the internal M of moi to relais. So you say your name after relais. Remember, the word relais has to come right after otherwise you're not contracting. You're going relais. Not good. I'll come to see you tomorrow. I'll come to see you tomorrow. Relais. Relais. Bien fait. You can also do that with qui j'en ou relais. Comment and qui j'en both mean how. Qui j'en ends again in the same nasal blend. Ou can be contracted by writing the W, but just saying ou quickly. Qui j'en ou becomes qui j'en. Qui j'en ou, répétez, qui j'en. Qui j'en relais. Qui j'en relais. Bien fait. In this video, we will be using nouns found in leçon 5 and adjectives found in leçon 5. We will also be using some of the family vocabulary that we did not touch on in the very last video where we practiced the forms of possession, possessor, and the past tense word te with the verbs of leçon deux. There will also be some verbs from leçon deux in this lesson, okay? So we're looking at leçon deux verbs with some family vocabulary from premier leçon and some nouns and descriptors from leçon 5 while we are doing our forms of the and the past tense te, because I want you to remember how to use te in front of an adjective, in front of a descriptor. I will say the sentence the first time, then I will translate. After that, you will répéter après moi. Repeat after me. Répétez après moi. But first, just écoutez. Écoutez. Nièce la te rit. The niece laughed. La is used for the because nièce ends in a consonant that is not an M or N. You go to leçon deux. You look at that square. I know you've got your post-it on leçon deux with the forms of the, and that square tells you if the word before the ends in any consonant other than an M or N, we can say la. Nièce la. And then we have te rit. Rit is to laugh, but te makes it laughed. The niece laughed. Répétez. Nièce la te rit. Rit. Nièce la te rit. De. Papa te rivé. The father arrived. Papa ends in a vowel, so we use the vowel form of the. Papa. Papa. We always say the right after the word before it as though it's one word, although we write it as two words. Because we put te before arrive, it means arrived. Répétez. Papa t'est arrivé. Toi. 3. Petite la t'es senti. The child smelled. We use la for petite because petite ends with a consonant that is not an M or an N. So the will be la. Te made the word to smell past tense, so that now it's smelled. Petite la te senti. Remember to répéter après moi. Sea te sauté. The sister, we can mean two things here. The sister was shocked or the sister jumped. It depends on context. For now, we're going to say the sister jumped. Se a. Se ends in a vowel, so we use the vowel form of the a. Te made the word jump, jumped. Sea te sauté. 5. Tante la te van manger. The aunt sold food. The reason we use la for the is because tante ends in a consonant that is not an M or an N. Tante la. Te made van. Te made to sell, sold. Tante la te van manger. 6. Tonton te viré. The uncle spun around, or turn around, or simply turned. We use un for the because tonton ends in a nasal sound. On. So we use the nasal form of the un, tonton. And te made the word turn around, turned around. Tonton te viré. Bien fait. Où travaille-t-il? D-I does not just mean to say and to tell, it also means hard or difficult. You work hard. Où travaille-t-il? Où travaille-t-il? Okay. 7. Bagay la te avec ou. The thing was with you. Bagay la. We use la for bagay because even though bagay sounds like it's ending in a vowel, it's ending in a Y. Y is not a vowel. It is a consonant that is not an M or N. So we can use la for the. Bagay la. Te made with past tense. It happened in the past. So te means was in this sentence. The thing was with you. Bagay la te avec ou. 8. Bébé a te apprendre. The baby learned. We use a for the after bébé because bébé ends in a vowel. And we use the vowel form of the. Bébé. Te made learn, learned. Bébé a te apprendre. 9. Timunyo te belle. The kids were beautiful. We use yo for kids because that made timun plural. We use yo for the. Yo is the plural form of the. We didn't want to say the kid. We wanted to say the kids. So yo is the, and it made kid plural. Timun yo. Te made beautiful past tense. So we are saying was. Te has become was beautiful. That doesn't mean they're ugly now. That's like me telling you I saw some kids and they were beautiful. Timunyo te belle. 10. Docteur te beau. The doctor was handsome. We use a for docteur because docteur ends in the accented E, the short vowel E. So we use the vowel form of the A. Te made handsome past tense. So we decide that te is going to be served as was. Docteur te beau. Yes, beau also means to kiss. But if we wanted to say the doctor kissed his wife, we would put Madame Lee after that. That's when you would know that beau meant to kiss. But when I just say the doctor was beau, you automatically know I mean handsome. It's context again. 11. L'argent te compte. The money was enough. Remember, you can use compte or assez as enough, but compte can be used at the end of a sentence. We cannot put the object after compte. So if you want to say enough money, you can say assez l'argent, but you cannot say compte l'argent. So I put compte in this sentence because it can be used at the end of a sentence. I use un for l'argent. The reason I use un for the form of the is because l'argent ends in the nasal blend un. So we use the nasal form of the un. L'argent. Te made enough past tense. So we now say te means was in this sentence. L'argent te compte. I have to be redundant because it helps you to remember to hear over and over again. That is how language is learned. Assez and compte mean enough. You can always use assez as enough. Always. You cannot use compte as enough if you want to put a word after it. Enough children. You cannot say compte petit, compte timoun. You can use assez there. Assez timoun. But if enough is at the end of a sentence or being said by itself, you can say compte. That's enough. Ça compte. It's enough. Li compte. Okay? But if you just want to say stop it, as in enough, you would say assez. Okay? Because compte is about quantifiable objects we're counting that we're saying are enough. They are compte. But please remember, you can use assez all the time as enough. Last time I'm going to say that. Okay, 12. Jouet latte bon. The game was good. Or the game was great. Jouet latte bon. The game was terrific. Bon. The game was lovely. A lot of synonyms, a lot of same word meanings for bon. Jouet la. The reason I use la for the is the word before the, jouet, ends in a consonant that is not an M or an N. So we can use la. Jouet la. Te made good past tense. So we are going to say that te means was. The game was good. Jouet latte bon. Bien fait. Oh, you got over the forms of the past tense and the forms of the sentences. These practice drills will be so good for you. Please note, the next video will be the practice sentences using all the vocabulaire from Leçon 7, like I do at the end of every vocabulary list and going deeper with vocabulaire. I give you sentences with the vocabulary words. It is very important for you to understand these practice sentences help with memory of vocabulary word, sentence structure, and grammar rules. Go ahead and like this video and get ready for the next video that's going to help you to incorporate all of these things. I will only be using contractions in the sentences so you can keep getting used to hearing contractions. And every sentence will be in the past tense to help solidify using te before a phrase or an adjective or a verb if it's in the past tense.